Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this. Because it has been a hot minute. Hello everyone. How are you all doing? Can you hear me? Is like question number 1. And then we will troubleshoot and sort things out from there. Here in Australia, it is the morning. Well, actually, just gone midday. We're having a disgusting spring day. It is hot. Blech. But I don't have work, so I figured I would do some game design stuff with you all. So, I'm just gonna wait. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Is my audio good? Slightly quiet? Yep, cool. We can fix that. Give me a moment. Is that any better? It should be. My microphone is now like half a foot closer to me. Hey, Andy. Are we better now? Could we still need a bit of... Do we still need a bit of work? What is the situation? Bit better? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go... Briefly, I'm just gonna scoot it a little bit closer, see if we can bring it up a bit. Jason, that is a very good point. Thank you. Alright, so we are gonna do some game design. The game we're working on today is called To Tread a Spiral Path. I wrote it back in like 2015, I think. For the local role-playing game convention. Back then, it was like a one-shot, and in the way of convention one-shots, it was like very, very intensely structured, and had a very like fixed ending, and like, you know, people had a good time, and I was really, you know, pleased with it. But recently, I have been working on adapting it. Yeah, practically medieval. Working on adapting it into like a wider, broader, like more complete game with more room to do stuff in it. So, I think we'll do a little bit of overview stuff, and then we'll get onto, like, the main work of today is that there is, like, an expansion playbook that I am halfway through writing, and I thought it'd be good to have some company and get some extra eyes and brains having a think about that. And then, once we're done with that, if there's nothing else we can think of to do with this game, we might go and consult what's it called? Planning roster, which is my like very increasingly long WordPress doc that has lists of all the games I'm working on, and we might randomly pick something. Also, the Monster Hearts edition. Well, I'm sorry, like the second edition is better. I know some people like first edition Ghoul better. That's like a borderline valid opinion, but no, second edition's better, and I say that with no bias at all. So, this game is about exiles, criminals, and outcasts, warriors all, offered a chance to regain their honor by voyaging through the otherworld to kill a druid on behalf of the High King. So it's like a little bit... There's like some very faint traces of like the DNA of the Mountain Witch in it. Though it's not as explicitly, like, bound for tragedy. I would say it has a lot more room for, like, happy endings. And yeah, it's, like, a little bit bleak and a little bit, like, saga-like. and full of, you know, like the magical bullshit that can normally be expected in one of my games. The plays, if we have a look at it, right, you can call someone out, you can guard someone, you can make promises, you can strike people, you can treat with people, you can take someone's measure. Hey, Jade. Yeah, for some people in the audience, this will look very familiar, because we played this just the other day. Where are we? Yeah, you can let the other world speak to you, you can ride out the storm, you can seek the spiral path, and you can step off the path. That is a good point, Jason. Let me have a look at that. All right, I'm gonna come back to that. We can look at that. But yeah, and so this game is it's not like, it is powered by the apocalypse in the sense that the bakers use those words, by which I mean to say, like, it is a game that exists in a design space that is influenced by and responding to the developments that Apocalypse World represented. So, like, technically it's powered by the apocalypse. But structurally it is more strongly based on the bakers' new game, Under Hollow Hills, which is a very good game about fairies and circuses and stuff. You should back them on Patreon so you can look at it. It's very good. And so, if we scroll up, yep, here we got all of the obvious plays. And here we have some playbooks. So, it's one of these playbooks we're going to be working on today. We currently have 6, and they're all named after animals, because I felt like it, I guess. There's Badger, who is like a doctor and a healer, you know, but like a battlefield surgeon. There's Bear, who is like a shield bearer and like nearly a bodyguard to the High King once. There's Fox, who is sneaky and clever and always out for, you know, the best opening. There's Hare, who was like a battlefield bard, who like sung of the glory of the wars won, and then, you know, it all fell to shit and fell apart. There is Lynx, who is like the quintessential kind of warrior, bold and brash and strong and sure. And then there's Wolf here, who's sad and old. That's about it. Like, that's Wolf. And yeah, so there's one more playbook that we're going to work on, which is Crow. But first, I just want to have a look through a finished playbook and, like, talk you all through, like, what that looks like and what we're going to be doing. Does anyone have a playbook they would like us to look through that they thought sounded cool and would like to see more of? And, like, how are you doing, chat? You know, how's your night? Those of you in US climes, how's your day? Those of you here in Australia, how you doing? I'm doing very well. Alright, I'm gonna give you all... Ooh, that's no good, Jade. That's no good. Make sure you remember to drink some sweet stuff and you know, get things steadied back out. And Jason, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry that is like the fucking way of the world at the moment, right? Like, Jesus. Like, fuck the political situation of most of the planet at the moment, TBH. Okay, I'm just gonna pick a playbook since no one has expressed a preference. Who do I like? I like them all. Like, fuck it, let's just look at Wolf. Wolf is here. Alright, so. This is a playbook. Whoa, it's a bit too close. All right, and so playbooks. Oh, very good, Jason, very good. Yeah, we got three columns here. The first column has your job as a player, which for everyone is the same. It has a bunch of options for look, which here is a little more abstract. Like in the more normative like PBTA space, it's always like choose your hair, choose your eyes, choose your gender presentation, choose another bullshit thing. Whereas here, like under Hollow Hills, you choose like a bunch of cool like natural world imagery to draw on for your character. You choose a bunch of like bodily features that are standouts. You choose a color palette, and then you choose like their fashion sense. And so we look, right, like for elements, and this is a really cool way to like describe the kind of like conceptual space that a character occupies. Right? Like when I say to you, yeah, like the stuff on this list is like storm clouds and a rabbit's bones and weeping willows and the crawling sea. Like that points to a certain kind of character. And similarly, like, right? Like slate blue, storm gray, marrow brown, and salt and pepper is like, that's a particular aesthetic that points in some specific directions, which is a thing I like, and that's why I've like borrowed this format. Then next down here we've got history. This is a thing that I have come up with for this game. So, you get like, you choose some memories, some key memories from your past, some stuff from your childhood that still matters to you, some stuff from your adulthood that you still remember. You answer a question about the circumstances of your exile and like why and how like that came about and happened to kind of like give you, the player, a bit of ownership over that. Then you pick some memories from your exile. They're all horrible because like duh. The point of the game is that your exile has been bad actually. And then again, you get to like customize your exile a little by telling us about the worst thing you've done and the sweetest joy you've like lost. There's that. Then there's this bit here. This middle column is like basically just like where you keep track of all the bonuses that you roll your moves with. So it's not that important. And then over here on the right, you get 3 custom plays for each playbook. So for instance, Wolf can cower before someone, call to the wilds and weather, and watch for their moment. You get some trappings that you start the game with. And everyone gets like like a weapon, some mundane shit, and then like a spooky thing. And then here's your little health track for when you get stabbed by people. And that's it. That's basically it. They're fairly simple playbooks, like especially in comparison to All Things Under Heaven, which I was like going back and looking at and working on the other day, where like each playbook was fucking like 2,000 words or something, because I can't help myself. So that's what these look like. And what we're going to be doing today is finishing off Crow, who has their plays, right? They can track someone, they can pick through a battlefield, they can take counsel with the birds, of course, as everyone can. They've got their trappings. I'm particularly pleased with this ring here. Oh, you can't see me highlighting. Yeah, like an old ring, turn it thrice, and you can see blood on hands that have done murder and on lips that have ordered it. And so what we've still got to do, if we have a look here, right, big empty space, is fill out all of this stuff. And so that is that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna settle in, and I'm just gonna work away at doing that. If you have any questions, whether like about this game specifically or about, I don't know, my process, or like if you want any hot takes, I guess, feel free to ask them. If you have any suggestions, like please chime in. I would love to hear them. So Alright, we've got the elements, raw meat, rusted iron, the dark of the moon, verdigris, a hunting owl's hoot, the chill of evening, stolen gold, bone under moonlight, statuary worn smooth and pale maggots, which is awful, frankly, and I'm not sure why I wrote it, because ugh. And so now we need some face stuff. And so, like, what kind of face stuff should this character have? And I like the idea of, like, long hair, something about long hair. Alright, like, let's just start brainstorming the loosest possible sense. Long hair, like sharp nails, has to be a thing. Something with their eyes? Yeah, so sharp nails. That's a good... That one's definitely good. But it doesn't really work for the start of the list. What else? Like, if a person looked like a crow. Oh, this is Scribus, Jade. It's, freeware. It is not as powerful as InDesign. Like, it just isn't. It has a lot more limits in terms of, like, running, making linked text boxes, and so just being able to, like, run text through is a lot harder. A lot of the, like, paragraph and character style stuff is not as flexible, but it is free, which, you know, substantive advantage there. And I have found, like, at this point, I am familiar enough with it that it works just as well. Even though I imagine, like, if I at any point had to start trying to work on, like, big, you know, like, book-length chunks of text, where editing was still, like, going on, I could imagine, like, having to, like, re-copy-paste it in, like, column by column would become, like, an exhausting nightmare from which I longed to escape. So, like, I'm not necessarily gonna, like, stick with it forever, but for the moment, you know, it does what it needs to do, and it works for me just fine. Okay, how about, like, hunched gait? Right? Because they've got, like, I want something a little bit, like, wing-like about them, and I feel like, yeah, like, hunched gait, like, awkward elbows. I feel like a bird would have awkward elbows. Like, lank hair. Lank hair or, like, bald head. Sharp nails. Like, something about eyes. Not deep eyes. Yeah, hooked nose is one of those tricky ones, because, like, it also runs, like, right headlong into a wall of, like, there has been a bunch of anti-Semitic bullshit around that particular, like, way to characterize people. Like, fuck it, I'm not gonna be subtle. Like, aquiline. Is that how you spell that? Chat, does anyone know? How do you spell aquiline? Is it CQ or just a Q? Spelling is... No, okay, it's just a Q. Aquiline, hooked, curved, bent. Yes, thank you. No C. There we go. Yeah, like aquiline. But then is aquiline nose just 2 on the nose? Right? Is it like just 2? Like, what about like crooked nose? I like that. Like crooked nose. Alright, crooked nose, aquiline nose. Like... Not like frown marks exactly. Oh, you know what it is? I want a sneer. I want some kind of sneer. What's a good word to characterize a sneer? Actually, no. Okay. Stop. Because I'm reading back over this list. And it is starting to sound like super like it is circling around that anti-Semitic caricature anyway. So, I'm going to change this. Have I done broken nose before? Is the other question. Did we go broken? Yeah, we got off broken nose. We've already been there. Alright. Okay, so awkward gait. Let's just like try again. Awkward gait. Bony elbows. Bald scalp. Bald hair. Bald head. Bald head. Long-legged. No, long-legged is too... That's too obvious. Awkward gait, bony elbows, bald head. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Andy. That's really helpful. Yeah, like... Yeah, sleek hair. There we go. That's it. Sleek hair, sharp nail, like... Not uneven... Yeah, something like hopping, something in the hopping space. Something about their gait. We'll come back to that. Like a cocked head. Can I do that? Have I done that before? Let's have a look. No, yep, already done it. Actually, no, close cropped and short shorn are significantly different. Yeah, jaunty. I like jaunty gait. That's good. Jaunty gait. Cocked head. Yeah, like just like skin and bones, I think is good, because then, yeah, Jade, we lean into that idea of like... Like, awkward build. Skin and bones. Yeah, I like inscrutable eyes. Darting eyes. Secret sneer. No, don't like that actually. I think inscrutable and darting is good. Yeah, I think because what haven't we got? We need something about the eyes. And like croaking laugh. Actually no, like jeering laugh. Croaky voice. And then yeah, something about the mouth, but nothing is like coming to me immediately. Yeah, like thin lips. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's good. That feels like sufficiently bird-ish, but also like we are describing like an actual human person who could exist and isn't just a like ugly caricature of a Jewish person. Which like I'm really interested in. I wonder like to what extent like that crow imagery is deliberately drawn on in a bunch of those anti-Semitic caricatures, because crows are also like not the most popular of birds historically. All right. Colors. Raven blue. Raven blue, midnight blue, jet black, coal black. You know what? Midnight is just its own color. It doesn't need to be characterized more specifically. Raven blue, midnight, jet black, coal black. Good question, Jade. I'm not sure. Naphtha. Yeah, but like oil slick black. I think that's strong. That gives us like a bunch of options for the dark side of the palette. The real question then becomes like, what are the other, right? Like I want a gold. I want a purple. What a tar black. Yeah. Screw both of yeah. That's it. Jet black. Tar black. Yeah, and then like a gold, a purple, probably another blue. Like what are some other like a dark gray? Are there any other colors that we feel like are obviously missing here in the like ravenish space or the corvid space? because, like, gold is the obvious choice, right? Because, like, we've already done... Let's look at colors. This is fine. That's fine. Ooh. Uh-oh. I might have to come back and change. Like, we've got honey and amber here, and golden brown. Yellow footsies on some crows. Alright, good. Yep, we'll put yellow. That's good. Yeah, amber, bright gold, burnished copper, bronze, topaz. We just picked a lot of golden things already. What's the problem? Yeah, so in fact, like, maybe rather than yellow, because we've already got stolen gold. Yeah, let's go for, like, a yellow. So, like dandelion yellow. Or, like, actually, yeah, like sun white. I kind of like. What's a good, really dark purple color? Or, like, another really dark blue. Corn, the Trans-American Exchange hasn't happened yet, so we can't talk about corn, unfortunately. It's a dark blue dye, because we can't really talk about indigo either, can we? I don't think. Here we go. Blue, pigments and dyes. Everyone hang tight, I'm on Wikipedia. We're going to learn about blue dyes today. Ooh. Ultramarine? That's darkish. Egyptian blue? No, that's too light. Like azurite. Cerulean is too light. Cobalt is too... Ooh, no, that's a synthetic one. Synthetic. Indigo blue. Woad? Alright, so woad is definitely not from Europe. Alright, I'm going to go with azurite. Like azurite blue, I think is good. Yes, yeah, that Roman, the Imperial Roman color. Yes, that's good. Alright, now we're going to go to the purple page on Wikipedia and look that up and see how that goes. In art, history, and fashion. Versus violet. Is there anything? Come on, I want to dye. How do I dye? Tyrian purple dye manufactured. Alright, let's look more into this Tyrian purple. How dark could it... Ooh, that is quite dark. That is quite dark. Like maroonish, almost. Or Tekhalet? What's this? What's this? Everyone, we're learning about dye today. Indigo. But also, like, the purple snails were a very, like classically Roman thing too, which is maybe not quite appropriate for this game. Oh yeah, slate blue. Yeah, that's good. Good, Jade. Very good. Because you've done slate grey elsewhere, but not slate blue. Yeah. Azurite blue, slate blue. And then what's a good dark grey we haven't done yet? Things that are dark grey that I can think of. Dirt. Rocks. Clouds. We can't reference a wolf because that's already another character. What's another animal that's grey? Yeah, like Stormcloud Grey is an obvious choice. I just need to check because I think Wolf has already gone in that direction. Which, if that's the case, we can't borrow it. Yeah, we got like Storm Grey already. Storm Grey, Ash Grey, Whetstone Grey. We've already done Slate Blue. So maybe go Slate Grey? Slate Grey and like Iron Grey? Leaden Grey. There we go. Actually, I want to go back. I think Caleb Tarnished Gold was good too. So we're going to see if we can... Yep, there we go. That's a good list. I'm happy with that. All right. Now, clothes. We got to talk about clothes. What kind of clothes they wear. The key thing here is, one, we like are invested in detail and particularity. Like, you know, like the domestic details of like fabric production and like kinds of clothing like are a thing that this game cares about aesthetically. And also like this is like before pre-Roman conquest. This is pre-British contact with Ireland. Like pre-English conquest of Ireland. This is like very much the early Irish. But then like at the same time, I'm not super interested in like being like dickish pedant about like, you know, what like is and isn't quote unquote historically accurate. It wants to feel authentic. Like it feel historically authentic. It doesn't have to actually be that way. Like a hood of some kind. Something with gloves. Something with boots. Shiny things. Yeah, I do like the idea of like, yeah, like weather-beaten stuff. Holdovers of aristocracy, because that's this character's background, and then like mercenary shit. Everyone hang tight for a moment. I'm just going to lean over out of frame briefly, but I will be back, don't worry. I just need to grab a piece of paper where I did write down some notes for this character. Alright, here is what I wrote. Hem. You know, there we go. And to read to you, I wrote, big cloak, exclamation point, hood, exclamation point, leather, exclamation point, gloves, exclamation point, bounty hunter / ranger aesthetic. So I guess that's what we've got to work with. Yeah, I think like bright jewelry is good. Jewelry? How do you even fucking spell that? Jewelry. Bright jewelry. Like patchwork clothing, like weather beaten cloak, like deep hood, leather jerkin, Jade, that's a thought, isn't it? Yeah, like bone charms, I kind of like. Like envelop, like wide cloak, broad cloak, enveloping cloak, deep hood, leather jerkin, bone charms. Like, what is a nice thing that they might? Oh, yeah. Like, not rusted, but like, dirty. No, like grubby talk. Because there we've got like a status symbol, but it doesn't look statusy anymore because this character's all fucked up and having a bad time. Caligay. I might just Google that. Caligay. Yeah, like something. Yeah, like I like something in a like heavy, even just like heavy boots. I think says something. Like that's a statement. Any questions? Let's go back here. We got nailed boots, shawl, wrapped knuckles, enveloping. No, we've already done enveloping cloak. I'm predictable in some ways. Like mottled cloak, deep hood. Have we done jewelry elsewhere? Is the other question. Just because it would be good to differentiate it if we have. I'm just gonna cut that. I think the only character who has jewelry is Crow, and that is telling in its own way about their class, right? Like the class differential and their background. All right, that's looking really good. Thank you all. That was really good. Now we I want to add a thing. Like laughing eyes. So like mocking eyes. Sudden smirk. Nope. Guess not. Doesn't fit. Alright, I'm just gonna very quickly do a thing. So everyone hang tight while I just quickly do this. Do. Alright, so I have run out of water because I'm a fool. And we've been at this for like, like 50 minutes. So we're a little early, but we're going to take like a 4-minute, like a very short break. We'll be right back. So I'm going to switch over to the break screen. We're just going to quickly do that and then come back in and have a look at history and see what we can get done there. Thank you all very much for your help so far, and I hope to see you back after the break. All right, see you in like 5. Alright, everyone. Welcome back. My lighting has changed slightly because it is a nice day outside and I felt like I wanted to see the sky. I mean, it's a nice day by my standards, by which I mean to say it looks like Ireland out there. Everything is very grey and very leaden. And it isn't raining yet, but like if we get lucky, you never know. So, you know, I like this weather. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is the history. Which, as it says, we need like 5 lines worth here, we need 5 lines worth of here, we need 4 lines worth here. We've got the question about why they were exiled, which is good. Like, that's out of the way. And the key thing here is that they need to be like a good number of these. They need to be really like short snippets and really pointed ones. Like there's no room to kind of like faff about and be long-winded about things. And also here, things are a bit complex because I had some initial thoughts earlier in the design stage about like the background of this character, but I've actually changed like all of them and I don't like anything I had. So we're kind of going to have to do this from scratch while trying not to tip over too much into any of the other characters, which is going to be, you know, a challenge. But I'm confident, chat, that we're up to the task. Just to give some examples, right? So if we look at, right, wrestling bear cubs, a broken branch to sudden fall, your first clumsy piece of pottery, whittling side by side with father, felling timber with mother, stumbling through the night dark woods, fail laughter from a hollow tree, stern faces and raised voices, learning your parents' trade, like all this kind of stuff, right? So like we want some interactions with parents, some solo adventures, some formative moments, characterization of the emotional context, and what I currently have, and this is all I've got, right? Like this is all I have to guide us, is like noble / royal bastard. That's what I've got. Like I think Crow comes from a place of class privilege, but within that space faced a bunch of like trauma and like class disdain. So I think like definitely one of the ones here is gonna be like right, like public pride and private disdain or something, right? Like something to speak to the nature of a relationship with their parents. Wandering the empty palace. Wandering, echoing corridors. luxurious rooms. Playing alone in luxurious rooms. Public pride and private disdain. Like, the court has to be... standing in your father's shadow. Who's Subtlety? Never heard of them. Running down. Yeah, let's characterize this a little more. Running down silent corridors, playing in luxurious rooms, public pride and private, standing in your father's shadow. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Because we want, like, something slightly spooky. Yeah. Yeah, like ghostly... Yeah, like ghostly whispers from... Because, like, where would be haunted, right? Where would be... Oh! Echoing whispers from the dungeons. Because, like, is it a ghost? Is your dad, the High King, just awful? Is it both? Like, there's room for stuff there. Yeah, let me have a look. Like, what other supernatural encounters do we have? Because we've got swapping tails with chlorocorn. A banshee wailing as you shivered in bed. I don't think we ended up having one here, but that feels right. Hearing the Selkies sing at night. Chasing will-o-wisps on the beach. Yeah, Maddie, that's good. I like that. That second one is really strong. Yeah, let me just... Where are we? Trading jokes, like... Trading riddles, I think, is better than jokes. Oh, gosh, dang it. The charcoal pit. There we go. All right, yep. Yeah. Like haunted whispers in the night. Like the dark stairs to your father's dungeons. Oh, like, right? Like, sitting on your father's throne. Or, like, sneaking a perch on your father's throne, which is just, like, the most Corvid thing I can imagine. Look at this song. No, I don't like that. That doesn't work. Oh god, yeah, like the false smiles and flattery of the court. Like, god, this kid just had a miserable childhood. All right, how do we, everyone, let's just sit with that for a minute and have a look at those. How do we feel about what we have? Are we missing, like, is there an emotional texture that we haven't kind of hit properly? Do any of these copy each other too much? Because I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it does paint like a grimmer childhood than some of the others, but I'm kind of okay with that because it paints a childhood that is grim but also speaks of an enormous amount of privilege. And so it's not that, like, childhood joy is what was lost, it's that, like, privilege and access is what was lost, which I think also works. Yeah. Good point, Jade. Good point. Though then, like, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, I was thinking there is a question that someone else has about, like, a death in the High King's family that could potentially be the mother, but, like, I think, like we're not gonna go that deep down the rabbit hole. All right. So the dark stairs to the palace dungeons. That's great. Sneaking a perch on the High King's throne. Oh, which one are we gonna lose? This one's too good. Alright, so we're gonna lose this very obvious one. Yeah, what is a good memory of the mother that we like? Because I think that should be the good memory, right? Is that, like, the High King is, you know, he's a bit whatever as a person, as a human being. But yeah, I like the idea of, like, a slightly happier memory. Like, what about, like, feeding birds with your mother? Oh, yeah. I do like, so feeding birds from your window, we're just going to keep anyway because I think it's really good. But yeah, like snatches of your mother's lullabies, such as your mother's singing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Playing alone in rich rooms. Yeah, playing alone in lush rooms. Haunted whispers. I think actually let's cut the Haunted Whispers. Like, I'm kind of interested in, let's maybe make this a little less dark. Let's make this a bit darker though. Alright, yeah. That's it. That's it, y'all. Whew. Beautiful. That's the good shit. Alright. So, next, adulthood memories. And so the requirements here are we need, like, a relationship. And that doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, and it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. It can be of a different nature, but, like, we want to see a glimpse of you as an adult having a close relationship with someone. And, like, what having close relationships looks like to you. So, like, a relationship, like, memories of conflict. Like, that's a mandatory thing. You have to have some memories about, like, being a warrior, because you all were. Yeah, like, some bad memories. Some good memories. Something about an occupation. Like, what did you do with yourself? Yep. And so just to review, because I think this is going to be the trickiest one. We already have relationship-wise. Yeah, we have snuggling up with your lover. We have holding hands and being nervous about it, which is very nice. We have stealing sweet kisses from the High King's son, which could very well be the crow if the players want to take it that way. Hey. Which would be so good. Yeah, we have holding a friend tight and close. We have rare quiet, waking up beside your lovers. We have tasting blood on comrade lover's lips. What was this one again? You love my... Like, this is perhaps a little predictable, but like watching someone close to you sleep? Like, not in a creepy way, right? Like, as in, like, the two of you, like, in bed together and you just, like, watching how peaceful they look? That feels, like, birdish. I don't know. Like, yeah, so, like, the butchery of the battle... Yeah, like, butchery on the battlefield. Stalking, silent after a stag. Oh, yes, Jade. That's beautiful. Yeah, watching over your lover's rest. Yeah. Oh, how sad should I make this? This is an open question. How sad should adulthood be here? Because we don't want it to be, like, too sad, because otherwise, like, then the exile won't seem as sad, or we just have to, like, go, like, really brutal with the exile, and I'm a little bit hesitant to do that, because it just feels like a bit much. Because, like your father's proud smile? Sharing it. Have we had that before? Bear? What did you have this one? Yeah, like sharing a drink with your fellow scouts. Oh, I kind of like the idea. Touche, Jade. Touche. It would not be one of my games if it wasn't at least a little bit sad. like sharing food and fire with your fellow scouts. I like the idea that maybe for Crow, adulthood is when they have their like little vignette with a ghost with a weird spooky thing, right? That like everyone else like has theirs in childhood, but Crow has theirs later. Yeah, like let's give you like adrenaline. That is not how you spell adrenaline. Ooh, Caleb, I like that. Yeah, like adrenaline. Adrenaline thrilling as you cut down the foe's chief. And how do you have it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're gonna have hit the right number. Yeah, like yeah, seeking counsel. From oh God, what's a cool spooky thing you could seek counsel from in a forest? Like really, the question is here: what's a cool like talking bird that you can talk? Give me a minute. I'm gonna Google Irish myth talking bird question mark. Ooh, a 3-headed bird. This is good. Birds in mythology. A 3-headed monster. Ooh, a monstrous 3-headed vulture. That's cool. Ooh. Ooh. Jade. Yeah, I'm into that. Yeah. All right. And we need like, because we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And also some of these could definitely be. As you carve a bloody path. Food and fire with your fellows. Alright, so we got room for one more, and then like one, maybe 2 more, which will give us a good number. And so like, yeah, like what do we want to go with? Yeah, no, that's very true. And watching a battle's tide. Like from above? Watching a battle's tide from a hilltop. I like. Who's it? This is good. What else? Because we've hit a lot of key points here, that I think are good. With your scouts, I like, because it characterizes them in a leadership context, which I think is true. Mourning the fallen, yeah. Oh, like counting the dead. Let me again. Let's just quickly check that no one else has this. Freedom Morrigan, Love with Robust, Stick the Channel for the War, real good. Searching through bodies on the field. Yeah, like counting the dead with the battle one. Alright, boom, done. We did it. We're getting close now. We're nearly there, chat. We've just got to knock this one over. So we got 4 lines. So like a shorter list of stuff. Which typically I have found, because we still don't have a good number, means like shorter snippets, like really tight ones. And yeah, this is about the character's exile and what that was like. So make it, like make it sad, make it awful. Like don't hesitate to suggest a thing that's like really upsetting. Obviously let's not like go into any like, like triggering areas. Like this is not a game that is about like, sexual assault, for example. Like this isn't a game about that. We're not interested in that happening. But like, if you want to be like, yeah, and the character has to like, I don't know, like smothered an old person to stay alive. Like that's probably, we can talk about that. That's a possibility because it's good and sad. Digging up old graves for gold. Yeah, begging could be a thing. I just need to quickly check that we haven't. It isn't somewhere. Someone doesn't already have that one. Yeah, no, we've already got begging. Begging's already been done. Yeah, so like digging up old graves for food, for gold. Like wearing dead folks' clothes. Like fleeing from old comrades. Or like being hunted by old comrades. Gossip of your crimes. every lip. Word of your crimes in every mouth. I can't think of a good way to phrase this thing. Everyone knows the bad thing. That'll do. Yeah, digging up graves for gold, wearing dead folks' clothes, hunted by not even being just hunted by old comrades. What else here is good? Fitful sleep in the treetops. This is not safe on the ground, of course. Gossip of your failings in every town. Cause yeah, like, you know, from what we like, cause we know a bunch of stuff about this character now. Like, what would... Oh, fuck. Oh, Jade. Jesus, are you trying to kill everyone? God, that's so good. Yeah. 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 Word of your mother's death from strangers. Alright, no, let's go a step further. Let's make that worse. Overhearing gossip of your mother's death. Yep, talk of your failings in every town. That gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need like 2 more. So we want like short ones. Like fighting. Because we're already done eating red meat. Choking down raw marrow. Like pawning. Not, but I mean, but that's the wrong word because we don't have pawn shops yet. Like selling your jewelry for scraps. All right. I am very happy with that list. I think that is fucking great. Chat, thank you all very much for your help. That was, like, this was so much easier with you there to give a hand. Ooh. Maddie, I like that. I feel like, I think it's Wolf already has something that's really similar to that. Yeah, I think, yeah, Wolf's already got, like, chewing on raw meat. I think Lynx has something about fighting dogs for... Yeah, fighting scavengers for scraps. Because, yeah, like, the great challenge of this game is that, like, every one of these exiles, like, has to feel sufficiently different. Ooh, Caleb, that is... Ooh. That is good. That is good. But yeah, no, but I think like, but we're done is the other thing, right? Like we've got as many we need. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is like a perfectly good number to pick from. Which means if we go back to, well, that's a bit too much. If we go back to like full page view, yeah, like Crow is done. Which means this game is like playtest ready. I just need to do some fancy graphic stuff. And so I think, because we've been at this now for like an hour and a half, I think I'm going to call it there. Like, I think that's a stream. Thank you all so much. Like, your company has been lovely. You've been really helpful. It's been good. I hope, like, it has been interesting getting to watch along and be part of this a little. But yeah, I don't know when I'm next going to do one of these. Because I'm in a weird period at the moment where I have a lot of games in the playtesting space and a lot of games in the like very early planning space, but not a lot of games like in the like I am actively writing this game right now kind of space. But like, you know, who knows? We might do another one of these next Monday. Chat, take care of yourselves. Thank you for coming. I hope you will continue to have a wonderful night and or day and or you should be in bed if you're British, I guess. Take care of yourselves. Catch you all around.